There are certain conversations Halloween will always bring. Tones of I remember, I wish. Things like Halloween specials that don't come on anymore, favorite costumes and haunted houses. Today at work, someone said she used to be afraid of suffocating under her strawberry shortcake mask. I joked, but what about global warming? Truth is, what really scares me, it happens every night. I would definitely consider myself, the stereotypical strong, independent woman. But when you come home at night and you're all alone, all of a sudden it's just kind of like you feel like a girl. You definitely feel like a girl because you know your vulnerability. I live in an old house and there's just a little bit of creepiness. There are noises and things that you hear outside, and I like to check to make sure everything's okay. In the back of my head, I've always just kind of been a little on edge. Because when I was just had graduated from high school, there was a friend of mine whose grandparents had raised her, and one Halloween, they had an older person who came to the door. And then that night he came back and he broke into their house and he killed them. He bludgeoned them to death. I mean, just an average city and just an average house on this average street. Why that one and not the one next door, the one down the, another road? I read the newspaper and I watch the news and you just see all these just atrocious just events that happen. Whether it's somebody being robbed or somebody being shot or somebody just being assaulted or just these random acts that occur. And I'm always kind of believing that if it's going to happen to someone, why wouldn't it happen to me? I used to grow up thinking that a house was so safe and secure. And I think I was in maybe 5th or 6th grade, and someone broke into our house. And they didn't take anything except for a hammer that had been on the basement steps. But they opened every window and every door in the house and took the hammer, and it was left in like the turnaround circle, and we lived on this long dirt road. And I remember just feeling so vulnerable. And while they hadn't done anything to us, there was just that spotlight on the fact that how vulnerable you are. And so when I go home, I mean, there's something about being a girl and being alone and just knowing that your four walls really aren't as safe as what you once imagined that they would be. And there's something certainly overwhelming about that, but also empowering about being alone. There are certain times of night when it's just very, very vulnerable, and that's what you feel. Halloween is a little creepy only in that when you do spend it alone, it's supposed to be this fun, happy time and kids come up and they get candy and everything. But somebody's knocking on your door or ringing your doorbell and you never really know what you're going to open the door to. I'll get on the computer. Like if it's too late to call someone and, I don't like to call family and friends and stuff too late at night, but if I start to feel a little freaked out, I'll get on the computer because at least then you kind of feel like you have this connection with other people who are out there. Eventually you calm down and your fears sort of fade, but this sense of security isn't really welcomed because without the fear, I really am alone.